Hello and welcome to another episode of Out of Spec Dave, where I am at Polestar in their Amsterdam Midtown Manhattan location. And today I'm going to focus on the Polestar 3, which I haven't seen yet. And I'm really curious to see what this SUV from Polestar is all about. And I see it right behind me over here. So check this thing out. We're going to do a deep dive on the Polestar 3 today and see if this might be the right vehicle for you. I'm also going to take you through just a quick overview of the entire lineup here at Polestar, because I'll tell you what, I'm confused a little bit. They have so many different models, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 6. So let's focus on the 3, but let's get a good overview of all the cars from Polestar today. Hey, Jonathan, good to see you again. I really appreciate you taking time out, and I'm excited for you to give me a little bit of a deeper dive overview as to this Polestar 3. But can you do me a favor? If someone were to walk in here off the street and just say, hey, Polestar, what's this brand all about? What models do you have? Can you show me what you show them?
Of course, Dave. So actually, come into my little conference area and I'll walk you through every model we have, the buying experience, and what we do when customers actually want to put a deposit on their car.
All right, that sounds good. And then I want to get back out to this Polestar 3 because that thing is looking sweet.
I got all the details you need.
All right. Jonathan, I feel trapped now. Please don't make me sign the contract, even though I want to. All right, all kidding aside, great facility here. And all kidding aside, if anyone wants to check out a Polestar, please come see either the Westport location or the New York City location of Polestar, because these guys mean business and they know what they're doing. Take me through the different models of Polestar, if you would.
Of course. So here on our screen, what we're going to have is we're going to start with our Polestar 1. So customers that are interested in the Polestar 1, we have a QR code that will guide them to a web page that will describe every single detail of the car itself. Maybe they're not interested in the Polestar 1. They want to look at a Polestar 2. You can configure, look at our available cars, or actually our pre-owned cars, which we have a great variety of pre-owned vehicles, great value, great cars. Now,
a quick question for you. Is this website that you're showing me also available for anyone at home?
Yes, actually, this is a same mock-up of our Polestar.com website.
Okay.
So if you go specifically in this occasion to the Polestar 2, you'll get something similar to this where you'll be able to configure a car, build a car of choice, and then when you have that car of choice, you can even explore towards the end of it what your price point will look like, and you can see a standard configurator, go through all the options, and then price your car out towards the end. Now, let's say a Polestar 2 is not what you want, and you're looking into what we have coming up, which is our Polestar 3, a brand new SUV. You can do the same thing. You can actually stay up to date or configure a car, build one, get ready to see what the vehicle will look like, all the same options as well. And then let's say the customer is a bit curious to what the future holds. We also have our Polestar 4, which will be the SUV coupe version of that vehicle you just previously saw. Another QR code here, you scan it, you get all the details. Now remember, this car is going to debut first in China. It's going to be stateside more towards the third quarter of 2024. So we are looking to come off strong with this car as well. Now, a couple of cars that maybe are not too much in your vision here. We also have the Precept, which is going to be our Polestar 5. And this will be our entry into the large sedan segment, our luxury sedan segment. So this one is something we're very eager for. We actually just debuted this car at the Speed Goodwood Festival in London. So definitely check that out as well. And then we have our Polestar 6. Polestar 6 will share the same platform as our Precept, but it will actually be the first tackle that we do on a fully convertible EV. So this one is really
Now, if anyone wants to buy that car, are they still available?
We're looking to see if we do another pre-production run, but at the current time, they're all sold out. So a lot of strong demand for the car.
All right, Jonathan, you got to get me one. You got to figure out how to do that, all right?
We'll put you on the list.
All right, I appreciate that. Kyle would appreciate it as well.
I think you would.
Let's go out there and see the star of the show today, the new Polestar 3, because this thing looks sweet.
We're all excited for it, so definitely, let's go.
Let's go. So Jonathan, there it is. First of all, this is the Polestar 3, an SUV, and it's going to be available when?
Second quarter of 2024, actually.
All right.
So yeah, this will be our first SUV in the Polestar lineup, so we're very excited. This SUV that you're looking at here will share the same platform that you're gonna see on the Volvo EXC90. In this case though, we're looking to be a more aerodynamic, more sports focused SUV. So it will not be a 7-passenger, it will be a 5-passenger SUV with the highlight on having very good rear space. So consider this to be like a true grand tour of the SUV market.
Gotcha. Okay. The front end is beautiful. Take me through sort of the styling cues and the design, if you would.
Yeah, so this is really going to take on kind of the design cues that we put on our precept and that you're going to see in our Polestar 4. And in reality is where Polestar's trying to go with the entire design of their entire lineup. You see a very aggressive front end. In this case, you have active aerodynamics, so you'll get to see how it actually has an integrated front scoop that helps by lowering the drag coefficient of the car. It works in tandem actually with a rear active spoiler on the car, and it also has 2 rear flanks on the side to actually avoid having any of that dead air in the back and improving the range of the car itself.
So how does the active airflow work? Are there ducts that open and close in the front?
No, actually. So they're actually all static, if you might. You're going to have the holes inside here that welcome the air, and therefore as it flows through the actual hood of the car, it allows it to hunker down. Now, this works in tandem actually with the also active air suspension from ZF. So this air suspension, as the car increments in speed, it will begin to actually lower itself down more so you can have a higher traction towards the ground. Now, as the air continues to flow through the glass roof on top of us, it's going to go inside the rear active spoiler, and therefore from there, it will deplete the air sideways, so there's no space in the back, creating like a parachute effect, and therefore allowing the car to glide perfectly through the road.
That's terrific. Now, the different models that the Polestar 3 will be available in, can you tell me about those, and then what model is this one?
Of course. So they're going to have only 2 different variants. You're going to have a long-range dual motor and a long-range dual motor performance. Now, the one you're looking at currently is the performance variant. As you can see, it's decked out with its 22-inch wheels. It also has the Swedish gold accents all around. Now, the standard one will debut actually at about 85,000, and then the performance one is going to be more towards the $90,000 range. The one you're currently looking at is about 98,000. It has leather included, and it has all Plus, Pilot, and Performance packages that we offer with the car.
Let's go around the back of the car just so we can show the viewers. I mean, this thing is really looking beautiful.
You get to see the spoiler as well.
Oh yeah, I see. Yep. All right. Beautiful.
Now,
all right.
Let's see a little bit of the luggage compartment as well. The vehicle will also come with the capability that if you do need it to lower just the rear end so you can facilitate putting stuff on, it will do so as well. You're also going to have a little bit of rear storage and underneath storage as well. And all around the vehicle is going to have everything that you'll expect in any modern car when it comes to safety. It's going to have the ADAS system. It's going to have torque vectoring so you can have a much more safer road, all-wheel drive capabilities, and everything that you should expect from a modern SUV.
Let's talk a little bit about ADAS. So lane centering and adaptive cruise for sure. Will this deliver with automatic lane changing at launch, or?
So you can get this car equipped with what we're going to do is LiDAR packaging from Luminar. So that will allow the car to actually step into a realm of where it's going to be more autonomous. Right now, you will get everything related to cruise control, where it will do anything from keeping your speed and direction itself, but it still won't do the lane keeping until you actually get the LiDAR package.
And I would imagine it's going, so is the LiDAR package something that you can purchase if you don't buy it with the car? Can you add on that hardware afterwards, or do you have to get it when you buy the car?
At the current time, you have to build the car with the LiDAR package specifically. We do not know yet if the previous models that don't have it can be retrofitted in the future, but if you do want to focus on the LiDAR, you should pre-equipped it at pre-order.
Okay, that makes sense. And then the cars, when they ship, they will have over-the-air updates, I would imagine.
Yes, just like our Polestar 2s, we'll get regular over-the-air updates. Right now, we tend to do them every 2 months. So we expect a lot of things to improve throughout its life process.
Okay, and then the app that comes with the car, I'm able to precondition the cabin. So is that something, if it's cold out and I have to leave my car in the parking lot, is that something I can do today? Or when the car is delivered, is that expected to be available?
Very much expected, actually. Just
Okay.
like our Polestar 2 as well. Yes, you will get an application that will allow you to actually look where your car is, control the unlocking features, precondition the car so when you get in, it's already ready for you to go, and probably more features as the time goes.
And en route planning, just like the maps and all of that, Google Maps, just like what's in the Polestar?
Yes, everything.
And what about Apple CarPlay?
At the current time, I do believe it's still wired. We do believe that with the over-the-air updates, it will become wireless. But yes, you will have Apple CarPlay on both cars, the Polestar 3 and the Polestar 2.
And do you think that this car will deliver with native NACS? Or do you think that Polestar will, because they've announced the support for supercharging on the Tesla network, but if you're going to have this car out in the second quarter of 2024, I'm just thinking logically, most likely it's going to be an adapter when they're ready to do that. But is there any rumor that maybe they'll be putting the native NACS port in this car?
So there was actually a rumor out there. I wouldn't be able to confirm 100% if it's still fully ongoing, but we expect, yes, that cars that get delivered right now should carry an adapter or will have an adapter for when we do make the full transition onto the North American charging system. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And so where's the charging port on this car? It's on
It's actually right
on
here.
the port rear side. Okay.
You get your standard J1172 and also your CCS
Right.
system.
Right. Okay. That's great. And then what about battery preconditioning? Is that something that is standard on these cars? I forget. Like, in other words, if I put in a destination into Google Maps and it's, will the car know to precondition and either warm up or cool down the battery so when I arrive I can, consume the optimal amount of temperature on a DC fast charging session?
Yes, you do have that capability, and you actually have it also when you select a specific charging station or add a charging station to your route. As you continue your route, the car will actually get itself ready for when you're going to make that stop. So then when you get there, you're able to get the maximum output from that charging station and then be able to continue going forward as well.
All right, cool. Tell me what the common features are between this and the Volvo counterpart. You mentioned that was the
EXC90.
EXC90, right? Yeah, and I saw that actually over the summer at out on Long Island at the show where Volvo had their Prevost bus with their coffee trailer and all that. Beautiful cars, as I also saw the EX30 there. But so this is the similarities between this car and that car. Just if you could once again just tell me, from a platform standpoint, what are they sharing?
The main similarities are the fact that the new platform that was created is going to be both SUV vehicles, so it allows to become a platform just for the EV. So there's no transmission tunnel anymore, so it allows both of these cars to be a little bit much larger in the inside, capitalize on most of the space. In our aspect, actually, you can get to see how much of a luxurious back end you're going to have, so a lot of space there. With regards to them, they're going to definitely utilize it for their third row. We are just going to make sure that we have a car that on the inside, even though on the outside it may look a little bit small, it's definitely large and comfortable on the inside.
All right, Jonathan, here we are on the inside of the Polestar 3, and I know this is a pre-production car, but if all the functions aren't working today, that's fine. But show me what you can just and describe, if I were a new buyer and you were selling me this car or telling me about it, just take me through what your thoughts are.
Of course. So now, as you can see in this cabin, it looks very spacious. We're definitely capitalizing on the idea that we have nothing underneath that is intervening all the space we can use, so it feels very spacious. You can see a lot of the traditional things. You're going to have your clusters here. You're going to have a heads-up display. You're also going to have a mini display here, so you'll be able to see all your things that are necessary. You also have a lot of more dependability when it comes to the tablet. The tablet now will be able to do everything from opening your glove compartment. It actually liberates a lot more space here, so that's why it looks a little bit more minimalistic. You're going to see the illumination goes all across, make you feel a little bit more of a comfortable accent feel. And you can definitely see the Bowers and Wilkins all around, especially that there is our 3D audio, which is going to be one of the first in actual.
What is it that you pointed to there?
Directly in front of us, you're going to have
Oh,
here.
look at that thing. Wow.
So the car is going to come equipped with Dolby Atmos, and then you have 25 interior speakers, and it basically gives you a very, very immersed audio feel.
Yeah, I can tell you that Kyle is a huge fan of the B&W audio system, specifically in the Volvos. So I'm sure he's excited to hear this system if he hasn't already. But a lot of power, and the clarity is quite amazing. This glass roof is quite big. It's a fixed glass roof, and it looks, I mean, it's huge. It's really nice and wide. I have a ton of headroom in the car. I like this wood grain dash over here. The material choices they seem to be nice. Now, is this a real leather sub?
So it is actually. Now, with regards to Polestar itself, we actually use blockchain technology to make sure that all these hives are coming from a respectable and curated farm. When it comes to the wood is actually all Princeton recycled wood. So there's the CO2 footprints on these cars is as low as they can be, and that is actually part of the Polestar ethos to make sure that these cars are carbon neutral as much as they can. With regards to also the knit that we have here is also from that recycled plastic bottle.
Yeah, yeah. It really is a nice it's a nice cabin. The head I just got out of my Model X, so in all fairness, this feels like a regular, more like a conventional SUV, but it's not restrictive in any kind of way. It's quite nice. It has these gold seat belts, right? They're worth 10 grand by themselves, of course. Amazing. I think the front end looks great. I really think that the vehicle stands out as something that is sporty, but yet practical. It's a good combination. And I don't know, I would have to really think about the EXC90. When I saw the EXC90, it seemed bigger to me than this. There's something about this vehicle that doesn't sort of overwhelm me with such a large presence. Are they basically the same size, and it's just more the styling that's causing me to say that, or have others said that, or am I crazy?
We have gotten a lot of people that do say this vehicle is a lot smaller in comparison, but if we look at the length of the car, they're about the same length. The only difference is that the Polestar actually looks to be more of a coupe in its nature, even though we also have already an SUV coupe coming out. This car still follows a very slopish back end, so it can again improve aerodynamics. So our car is going to be a 5-passenger vehicle, so that's what it focuses on. So dimensions a little bit slopier down. With regards to the other one, it's a little bit more of a family hauler, so you do need more space. It does look a little bit bigger. But I think the main difference between these two cars is one is more focused for the sports enthusiasts of nature. They really want an SUV that, besides the fact that they can put a lot of stuff in it, it's going to be very fast and fun to drive.
Speaking of fast, I know everyone asks the 0 to 60 times, but in this variant, the performance, what's the 0 to 60 on this going to be?
So currently we're looking to do 4.6, I think.
Okay.
4.6. So it's pretty good for an SUV of this, especially pretty heavy in itself. But it does have, on this variant, it will do 517 horsepower and 671 foot-pounds of torque. So I mean, it's quite a fast SUV.
Will this, yeah, no doubt. Will this car or SUV come with a tow hitch?
Yes, actually, they will tow up to 3,500.
Up to 3,500. Okay. What else? What else let's talk about charging in terms of charging speed, in terms of max peak. Have you actually had the ability to go out to let's say an EA 350 DC fast charger and charge a Polestar 3, or not quite yet? Or have you done your research on what how they'll charge.
Actually, so with regards to the Polestar 3, obviously we have not gotten them out yet, but we know that they'll tolerate anything as high as 250 kilowatts. So
Okay.
at that point, you'll be able to get it from 10 to 80% in about 30 minutes, which is pretty sweet. With regards to your standard outlet on a house, you'll be able to do that same from 10 to 80 in about 11 hours, which is not that bad. With regards to the Polestar 2s, we've actually gotten out there to a 250 kilowatt charging station, and they do it in about the same time, about 35 to 40 minutes, and it's quite amazing to see.
Yeah. Well, good stuff. Well, Jonathan, I want to thank you for this tour. What else have I missed? What questions should I ask, or what is it that you'd like to leave, with prospective buyers or people that are interested in this brand? I'll give you the open mic here. You can finish up the video.
Definitely. So I think looking at what we're here in the Polestar 3, I invite all of our customers to actually come, sit in the vehicle, get to feel the product that we make, get to feel our materials, get to test drive the cars that we currently have out there, and to really see that this brand is all about the driver first. We're a very driver focused brand. We'll definitely give you all the infotainment goodies that you will require, anything that you'll see standard on any car out there in the market. But we want to make sure that when you drive these cars, you get exhilarating feel behind the wheel. That's going to be our focus always, and you'll see that throughout our entire lineup. We have a very aggressive design cars, things that will definitely age throughout time and will be very desired.
And is the rollout of the P3, the Polestar 3, going to be global? So will this be available all over the world?
It will actually, yes. It will be available all over the world. And like I mentioned also previously, we'll also be assembled here at a point. So we're looking to make this a fully global success.
That's terrific. And if someone wants to see one that doesn't live perhaps in the New York metropolitan area, do most Volvo dealers have them in stock or I should say, on their floors or around that they could see?
So,
or are these really rare right now?
Actually, in the American market, we happen to have each one of our dealerships happens to have a Polestar 3 there. So
Oh, good.
if you go on Polestar.com, you put your zip code, and you happen to have a dealership that is near you, I advise you to go to one. You'll probably see one there, and definitely sit in one and enjoy everything it has to offer.
Oh, that's great. All right. And then one, I do promise, last question, the buying experience. If someone is going to buy a Polestar, would they take delivery at let's say, either the Polestar store or a Volvo dealership? Or is it possible to just go online, buy it online, and have it delivered to their house?
So actually, you can get it as easily as you said there. You can actually do the entire process online. You can speak to an agent like myself through emails and phone calls, and then get your car delivered to you if you live within a 50-mile radius of your dealership. But you can also come pick up your car at our actual stores, and you can get the full demo experience and have somebody walk through you. And if not, we can also, like I mentioned, drive the car to you and still give you an in-person demonstration.
Great. All right, Jonathan, thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, you and everyone, thanks again for watching another episode of Out of Spec Dave. I'm psyched. I saw the Polestar 3. You got to get out and check these out. I'm loving it. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.